Hi everyone, I'm Cerise.
I'm Joe.
And today we're talking about spitefulness. It's something that we all have inside of us. Don't try and deny it. It's there. We know it.
If you just said, "Oh, I'm never spiteful," you just lied. You were being spiteful. That was spitefulness.
So there are two different dimensions of spitefulness that we've identified. The one is where you want to take revenge on someone who's done something that you've interpreted as being deliberate. Like, he left the toilet seat up and he did it deliberately, so I'm going to spike his coffee with a laxative.
So basically, you're looking at spitefulness as a defense mechanism where you'll do things like spiking people's coffees with laxatives when coffee, it's already a diuretic. And the consequences are not pretty, and they don't smell good, and it's quite a mess. And then you realize these things backfire because the person that you do something like that to ends up making a huge mess that they won't clean up, and you're faced having to deal with.
So what tends to happen in these moments of taking out revenge on someone is that you end up starting a war, and it's just back and forth, and the nature of your relationship is like a pitched battle where you're both trying to get the better of the other one. And it all started with an interpretation on someone's behalf of maybe or maybe not deliberate slight. And
yeah, that's an interesting thing to look at, because even if it was deliberate, it's still up to you to decide how you want to deal with it or address it, because you're still the one that's in control of yourself. You still have that point of responsibility, because yeah, somebody could have deliberately done something with the intent of being a jerk to you. Maybe they were having something they were dealing with, and unfortunately you became their target. But who you are and how you decide to respond is still up to you and is still your responsibility.
so the question becomes, even if it was deliberate, do you really want to be the person who feels the need to exact revenge? Or do you want to be the person who steps into a role of support of that person who, obviously, in doing something that maybe was deliberate, they're probably going through something that they don't know how to deal with, and they're lashing out.
Spite is really such a gateway to things escalating between people when one person acts in spite and the other does the same thing, and things start to get more and more personal and more escalated and heated. It's very easy for common small things to get blown up into large disagreements, arguments, fights, all kinds of conflict, and that's really unnecessary.
See a lot of marriages ending that way. So that was the first dimension. And then the other dimension is when you're just plain mean to someone. You're just being a dick because you wanna make them cry. You want to go to bed at night thinking about their tears falling onto their pillow.
That's like when you wake up in the morning and you're brushing your teeth and you look at yourself in the mirror and you're just saying, "I'm gonna fuck up somebody's day today.
And it's gonna be great." So this one is a little bit more difficult to explain, because what we can share that we've seen within this point is that spitefulness is a symptom rather than the source of the behavior. It's coming from somewhere. It's coming from an insecurity or a memory or something that hurt you deeply or ineffective ways of managing anger. It's coming from somewhere, and that's the point that you need to investigate. But what tends to make spitefulness... Sorry, the kitten is playing with our camera stand.
Kitten's being very spiteful right now.
So what can make spitefulness difficult to work with is that we defend ourselves so well within it.
Yeah.
We tell ourselves we're being good people, even when we're not.
Yeah. It's kind of like we go into a righteousness about it. It's almost like, well, I had to do that because they were doing that, and I had to stand up. I wasn't just going to sit on my ass and take it, and all of these layers of justification start coming up, but they're always about what other people did to you. It doesn't ever come back to the point of self, the point of, okay, but why am I reacting? Where's this energy coming from? This anger, this resentment, this need to defend myself? Where am I feeling insecure? Where am I feeling challenged? That I need to go into this defense mechanism of trying to pull other people down so that I don't have to actually face myself.
So just an important dimension to consider here is that it's not always about getting back at someone. Sometimes it's just about taking your frustrations out on someone, calling someone stupid, or the way that you explain something to someone makes them feel like an idiot, but you don't actually say they're an idiot, but they can pick up on your words that you're telling them that they're retarded, and you still feel like you can defend yourself because you didn't actually say it in those words. But you know, deep inside of yourself, you know the effect of your words. You know that it's going to hurt that person. The first question that you need to ask yourself is, and evaluate for yourself is, how have you been communicating with people? Have you been a dick?
And have you even been aware of how big of a dick you've been to people sometimes?
Do you want to be a dick to people?
Do you like people being dicks to you?
Is that how you want to live?
A world full of dicks? Everywhere?
Okay.
All over
I don't want to
the
live
place.
like that. Please, no. No.
As far as the eye can see.
No. Take a good hard look in the mirror and look at the nature of your words, your intention behind it, and especially at those places where you don't want to look, those places where you've been trying to hide and tell yourself that no, you didn't mean it in that way. You didn't mean to make them feel bad. Really?
And also, hey, maybe you're honest with yourself and you know you're hurting people and being a jerk, but you're not stopping because doing it gives you a bit of a charge. It makes you feel like you have some point of control. It makes you feel a little bit of power in an otherwise powerless existence where you feel actually inferior and insecure. So you've got to really stop using other people as punching bags and taking out your insecurities and frustrations on other people by being snide and being nasty and basically being a dick.
It's bad. No one likes that.
No one wants to live in a world full of dicks everywhere, just all over the place. Dicks. Over here a dick, over there a dick. What's this behind me? Oh, it's a dick.
An interesting way that we try and justify being nasty to someone is by saying that they deserved it. You know what? It's okay if they deserved it because...
Then it's not spite.
Yeah, it's not
justice. It's justice.
An eye for an eye, but in a good way, like in the legal system, that kind of way.
Yeah, she didn't agree with me, so that's why I'm justified in burning her car down.
So, how about here? I have a good question, Joe. What good has ever come from spitefulness, Joe?
Losing relationships, isolating yourself, creating consequences for yourself and others.
Like getting arrested for burning someone's car down, Joe.
Or putting laxatives in people's coffee.
I didn't do that. Coffee is already a diuretic.
Nothing good ever comes from spite.
So why do we keep doing it?
It's kind of like we're spiting ourselves by continuing to spite others.
But are we really being spiteful to others, or is this coming from a spiteful relationship that we actually have with ourselves? Are we being dicks to ourselves?
Just constantly dicking yourself. All over the place, all the time. Just dicking yourself.
Do you feel like a dick?
Dicking myself over there. Over there. It's just...
So, do you really want to live this way? Do you really want to build your relationships with yourself and with other people in this way?
Just
No. Do you want our society to be built with that much nastiness in it? Because it's going to flow out.
now, if you're participating in spite, can people trust you? Can you build solid foundations for relationships when you yourself haven't developed a sense of self-integrity within who you are with yourself? How can we have a better world? How can we have a society where people can be trusted and people can open themselves up and not feel like the things they share are going to be used against them when you yourself are guilty of being spiteful and a dick?
If you're spiteful within your family and within your friends, does it not follow that you will also be spiteful within your work environment, within the policy that you set?
Within your personal relationships, within who you are, within the things that you do, spite has a way of seeping into everything.
That's why you see spiteful behavior in government, in businesses, in schools, in all of the different industries. Because we are spiteful people, at least some of the time, it's going to manifest in different ways, in different degrees, in all the different areas of our lives. So, do you want your child to grow up in a spiteful world, even if it's just 5% spiteful? Is that not already too much? Is it not too much for there to be any spitefulness at all?
And if you're looking at all of this and saying, oh, but it's not up to me, so many other people are being spiteful, why should I have to be the one to change?
You're spiteful.
That's exactly why you need to change. Watch this video again. You didn't hear us. Stop being a dick.
You're being spiteful.
So it's that willingness, it's that commitment to yourself. It's not even really about everyone else. We're not telling you to stand up against everyone else who's being spiteful. The first stand you need to have is with yourself. To, even in the face of a world that has been a spiteful place, you will be an example of what not to be. You will be an example of the kind of world we want to live in, and you'll start with yourself.
Get real with yourself.
You might find that other people will join you, and suddenly it's not such a crazy idea to stop being spiteful to ourselves and each other.
So, if you enjoy our videos, please remember to like, share and subscribe. And you can support us on Patreon. The link is going to be below this video, or above it, or to the left or the right. Who knows? I don't know. It's somewhere around. We're going to put it somewhere. I'm pretty sure it's going to be there. We'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.